The Steelers are facing a major decision, and the front office's silence is only fueling speculation. Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and even a surprising name are on the radar, but nothing is set in stone. Meanwhile, a statement from within the team might have unexpectedly hinted at the future of the most important position on the roster. What's going on behind the scenes? Stick around until the end to understand everything, and don't forget to leave a like. 5 weeks have passed since the Steelers' season ended, yet the question still lingers. Who will be the starting quarterback in 2025? Pittsburgh's front office has remained completely silent, and it feels like the decision has yet to be made. Art Rooney II made it clear that he wanted to sign Justin Fields or Russell Wilson to a long-term deal. That was a month ago. Since then, nothing. No moves, no news, no concrete clues. And let's be honest, blindly trusting what the front office says isn't the smartest play. They expressed full confidence in Kenny Pickett before trading him just weeks later. So, nice words don't mean much around here. Behind the scenes, there's a split in opinions. Some believe Fields or Wilson is the answer, while others remain unconvinced and dream big with names like Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and even Trevor Lawrence, though the latter is a fantasy quickly dismissed. The point is, there's no consensus. Wilson, for his part, seems more than willing to return. The problem? After a disastrous end to the season in Denver, not many teams are ready to trust him as their starter. And honestly, neither do the Steelers. If they truly wanted Wilson immediately, he would have already signed. The fact that it hasn't happened speaks volumes. Fields, on the other hand, is a more complex case. He was praised for his professionalism in 2024, but that doesn't mean returning to Pittsburgh is his first choice. He wants a real shot at being the starter, something he never truly had last year. And if a team like the Jets comes along offering that guarantee, that could be a problem for the Steelers. The biggest question mark is money. The free agent quarterback class is weak, and Fields might be one of the few players with a real market. He had the best season of his career, didn't suffer from a late season collapse, and unlike Wilson, he's still in the early stages of his career. The issue is that his next contract's value could vary widely. It could be anywhere between $10 million for a high-end backup and $33 million for an average starter like Baker Mayfield. This uncertainty makes negotiations tricky. Meanwhile, Fields and his agent have already started testing the waters. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler mentioned that the Jets might be interested. Last week, Fowler also reported that Fields wants to return to Pittsburgh, but demands a legitimate opportunity to be the guy. In other words, no competition dragging out until week 1. Steelers fans seem to prefer Fields, and it makes sense. He's young, respected in the locker room, and has shown professionalism. But bringing Fields back may not be as simple or as cheap as people think. When Daniel Jones's name emerged as an alternative, many scoffed. But let's be honest, he's not significantly worse than Fields. And as a passer, he might even be better. Plus, he's a younger option than Wilson. The reality is that none of the Steelers' options are perfect, but they need a quarterback. Omar Khan is exploring every possibility in the NFL to find a solution, no matter how unlikely it seems. Fields appears to be the ideal plan B, but neither side is in a hurry to strike a deal. Meanwhile, Wilson remains lurking, possibly as plan C. The Steelers know what they would need to pay to sign Fields right now, but they're not fully convinced yet. They might wait until the market heats up and see how things unfold. What we do know is that if Pittsburgh really wanted Wilson, he would have already signed. So what's next? Will Khan keep searching for a better alternative? Will he give in and sign Fields? Or will Fields stall negotiations, opening the door for Wilson to return for another shot? None of these options seem ideal, but at the moment, they're the only ones the Steelers have. Now tell me, do you think the Steelers are on the right track, or are they just stalling? Drop your opinion in the comments. But hold on, because the next update could change everything. The Steelers' quarterback situation remains a mess, but George Pickens might have given a clue about who he'd like to see throwing the ball in 2025. In an interview from last year that's now resurfacing, the wide receiver revealed that his dream teammate would be none other than Aaron Rodgers. Yes, the same Rodgers who is on the verge of being released by the Jets. Pickens mentioned Rodgers alongside Ed Reed, the Hall of Fame safety. Of course, Reed has been retired for years. But Rodgers? That's still a possible scenario, no matter how unlikely it seems. Rodgers, a four-time MVP, joined the Jets in 2023 with the mission of transforming the franchise. But his time in New York was, at best, disastrous. An Achilles tendon injury in Week 1 sidelined him for the entire season. He returned in 2024, but the Jets still collapsed. The team finished with a dreadful 5-12 record. Davante Adams arrived too late to make a difference, and head coach Robert Saleh was fired before the season even ended. Rodgers' numbers were decent: 3,197 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, but clearly not enough to keep his job. Now, the Jets are ready to release him, taking a $49 million cap hit just to move on. That means Rodgers will be free to choose his next destination. The Steelers have been linked to Rodgers a few times, but so far there's no real indication that the front office is interested. The focus appears to be on deciding between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson before making any bold moves. But if, for some reason, Pittsburgh decides they want a veteran who has won a Super Bowl and who has already beaten the Steelers in one, Rodgers still has enough left in the tank for at least one more season. Bringing in Rodgers certainly wouldn't be a risk-free move. He's 41 years old, no longer the player who won multiple MVPs, and the drama that follows him could be an issue. But given the current chaos at quarterback, the Steelers could do worse. And if it would make Pickens happy heading into the final year of his rookie contract, maybe it's something the franchise should at least consider. Not everyone in Pittsburgh's locker room seems thrilled about the idea of Rodgers, but as long as the quarterback situation remains unresolved, any big-name player available will be speculated. The question is whether the Steelers' front office shares Pickens' enthusiasm. If the Steelers still haven't made a decision, something behind the scenes is holding it up. Do they have a plan, or are they lost? If you want to follow every update closely, make sure to subscribe to the channel.